Hi everyone, welcome to Electronic Campfire number 18. I hope I got the number right. How's it going? Happy Friday. Great to see everyone, and I am so glad you can join me today. Let's see if this is actually live. Can you hear me? Test, test. Oh, Mr. Jarble, thank you so much for the super chat, sir. I really appreciate it. I just found out today that I need to get the roof repaired, completely redone, to the tune of roughly $20,000. So yeah, that was the bad news. So, you know, it's all, it's much nice to hang out with you fine people than to deal with contractors. So anyhow, welcome. Thank you, Mr. Jarble. Who else is here? Let's take a look. Yes, some backstage friends that were just on our Zoom call. Hello, Kit, Vancouver. How you doing? Jerry, good to see you. No, I'm not a super villain. A villain is good. I'll be a villain. Klaus, Raymond, how you folks doing? Good to see everyone. Hello to Norway. So what do we got? What's our stats here? Florian, thank you for the super chat. That is awesome. I really appreciate it. And it was so great connecting with you on the Zoom call. I love those pictures behind you. Put some more there next time we meet. Okay, so we are at 64 concurrent viewers. Okay, all right. We got BlueTack318. Thank you. I thank you so much. I know who you are. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, folks, we got a great show today. We're going to do a few things. We're going to unbox this FIVERAY M40 light. I'm going to tell you why we're unboxing this in a sec. I'm going to do that. There was a video that came out about the best Fujifilm lenses for each type of photography. We're going to talk about that, okay? And then I want to talk about 2023 and the plans that I'm kind of kicking around in my head for this channel and where I'd like to take it, and I'd like some input from you as well. If you would be interested in throwing your hat in the ring and suggesting, you know, some things that we could be doing in 2023, things that maybe I've dropped the ball on, or things that you want to see improved about the channel, the background, anything, the audio, nothing's off the table today. Now, I am going to do one more live stream. It's going to be a week from today, okay? And then I'm going to be taking a relatively long hiatus for the channel. It's going to be at least 2 weeks. So for me, that's a long time. And the reason for that is to have time to kind of change things around just a little bit in the back there, redo some things in the studio. I've got a lot of organization I need to do, and I just need a break. I've been cranking these videos out a lot. So, and I need to come back into 2023 fresh, but I'd like to come back with some of your ideas. So we'll talk about that as well. And I think that's all I've got in my notes. Yeah, I will do some Q&A, you know, toward the end. Okay, so first thing, actually, I do want to talk about something real quick. XT5, all right. I have a question, and please feel free to answer. I don't know if I'm going to get to all the answers right now because I want to go on to the other subjects, but I'm putting this question out now for you. Those of you that have an XT5, and if you have been using it in AFC focus mode, okay, AFC, how has the camera been performing for you compared to, say, an XT4 or an XT3, if you had, coming from those cameras? If that fits any of you and you have some thoughts on it, please let me know in the comments. I probably won't be able to read them right now, but I will be reading them tonight when I get the transcript of this live stream. I'm looking for feedback on that because I'm running into some, I wouldn't call it concerns, but I don't know if you saw in one of my recent videos, but when I put the 10 to 24 millimeter zoom lens on here and I put this camera into AFC autofocus, it wasn't autofocusing very well with face-eye auto detect. So I'm retesting that lens, and I'm going to be redoing other lenses, but I want to ask you, what has your experience been like? So let me know in the comments, and I would really appreciate it. And again, I'll get to that tonight. I don't want to bog down the whole show with just this. So, okay, first item is unboxing of this. So I recently did a video on a light from, now I blanked out, Zhiyun. I was about to say Ulanzi because they make lights too. Everybody makes lights now. Lights and audio equipment, that's the hot thing. Everybody's making it. So Zhiyun, which makes gimbals, right, they've started making lights. And I reviewed one recently on the channel. And when they sent me that light to review, I didn't know this, but it was a combo package. And they were supposed to have included this light right here, okay? And this is the M40. And it's a nice little tabletop kind of product light. You could light yourself in a Zoom meeting with it. It's a great little light. It's an RGB. I think it's an RGB. No, it's not an RGB, but 40-watt light. And I didn't know it was supposed to come in the package, and so I never got it. I just had the other light. So I reviewed the other light, and then Zhiyun contacted me and were like, we released the M40. We were wondering, how come, curious, did you not like it? And I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even know you had one. So they sent me this, and they were so nice about it. So I thought, well, I don't want to make a whole other video, right? I just did a light review for Zhiyun, and I love Zhiyun. They're a great company, but I'm not going to do a whole other video on a light when I just did one. So I thought, well, let's just open this now. Let's just actually open this thing up, take a look at it. We won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but, we'll just check it out and see. There we go. See what we think. Okay, before I go in there, Natalie's here. And Natalie's here. Who else? Tom, how you doing? From snowy Minnesota. I can imagine. Oh my goodness, we got somebody from Iraq. Yeah, it's awesome. How's it pronounced? Yaha? I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce very well, but welcome to the channel. I'm very happy to have you here. George, good to see you again. Good. I just talked to you. Okay, we got somebody from India. And yes, Shiban, I did bring back the old intro. I love the old intro, and I'm going back and forth on it. So when you see the old intro, it'll be on videos I really love and on the live stream. So yeah, it'll be back. It's not going anywhere. Hello from sunny San Diego. We got somebody freezing their butt off in Minnesota, and then Ricardo's out there in San Diego going, yeah, right, I don't need a jacket. That's awesome. And someone in Turkey. Okay. So we have the FIVERAY right here. This is a small little light from Zhiyun, okay? And these are becoming more and more popular. Aperture makes some, and the idea is that you could mount this right on your camera as a primary light if you wanted to, or you would use it as a fill light or even a hair light. So a lot of uses for this thing. And yeah, let's open it up here. Let's check it out. So let me get this zoomed down a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, first thing we have. Boy, this is a thick instruction book for the tiny little light that it is. Look at this thing. This thing is like bigger than the light. I mean, and what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that camera manufacturers, light manufacturers, etc., should put instructions at all in boxes? Or do you think that they should just have a QR code and it's up to the consumer to take a photograph of that and then go on the web and learn how to use it from there? What are your thoughts on that? I prefer having instructions, but then there's the issue of trees. But yeah, so they have a pretty big one in this light. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what we got. Okay, there it opens just like this. Gee, I wonder how many watts this light is, John. Well, I don't know, Chris. How can you tell? Yeah. In case you didn't know, it's a 40-watt light. So, all right, so that's that. It looks like it's got a little piece of plastic here that comes off. Okay. Unboxings are so weird. I mean, basically, you all are sitting there around the world watching me open a box. Right? I mean, come on, that's what we're doing here. Okay, so this is the light, and it's kind of nice. Kind of see it there. This thing flips out. Yep, it flips out so that you can put it at an angle. See, you can kind of do this like that. See that? That's kind of cool. I guess you could also put it vertically. Well, not exactly. You do it like this vertically. Okay, so you can go vertically. You can then flip this out and go, you know, horizontally. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. So far, so good. It's got a good feel. It's solid plastic. I like this. I like this a lot. Now, it looks like they've included a charge with it. Yeah, see, check this out. Oh, yeah, it's too bright. Hold on. Let me turn this down. See those 3 lights? Yeah, so there it is. So you have on here, you have 2 controls. They're both orange. You got one that controls the color temperature and the other that controls the brightness. So, oh, and there's a USB-C, yeah, USB-C port right there to charge it. You see that? Which tells me that there is this USB. Okay, so one thing right away, it's kind of a short USB-C cord. Now, I have a zillion of these things laying around, but the only thing about this is that it goes USB-C to USB-A. That's kind of, we're in a transition period because eventually it's all going to be this one right here, USB-C. Let me get some, let there be light, get it brighter. Okay, there you see that? So that's USB-C right there, and there's A. So that's the cord you get with it. So yeah, kind of short on the cord, but no big deal. I mean, you know, I'm nitpicking here. Let's turn it on and see what we get. I'm going to turn down this right here. Whoop. Okay. Alrighty. So now, I don't know if you can see this. Let me turn it down. I want you to be able to see the color temperature. Okay, I'm going to turn it. Right now, I've got it at the lowest setting you can get. That's literally the lowest setting. Oh, and it's still too bright. Okay, there. Can you see that? Okay, so if I turn the color temperature, it's alternating to the other LEDs. You see that? So that's what that does. Let's see how bright it is in the real world. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to put it at what I would normally use for shooting, which would be about 5,600 Kelvin. And, oh man, that's bright. That thing is bright. Seriously, look at that. Have a look at this. It is bright. Wow. For the size of this thing, you're getting quite a bright light here. You know what you could do? You could put it to this. It's like when they open up that briefcase in Pulp Fiction. You know, it's like, do you see it? And then John Travolta goes, oh yeah, right? It's the same color. That's cool. I like this light very much, very much. It's not an RGB, so you can't get the different, red and green and purple and all that. But in terms of having heck, this could be a key light, this thing. Look at that. Not a bad light at all. There is a fan on the back of it. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me grab this. This is hard to do live. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a fan in here. And it's warm, for sure. But not a bad light. Not a bad light. So this is by Zhiyun, and it is the FIVERAY M40. I'll have a link. I'll leave a link to it down below in case you want to pick up one of these. But thank you to Zhiyun for sending one of these over to have me and being nice about it, because I think they had forgotten to include one. And whenever I review a product, how the company treats me through email and through communication factors in. I'd be lying to you if I told you it made no difference and I only look at the product for the merit of the product. Come on. If a company is well spoken for and they're polite and they they address you by your name, and they're just, and everything about it is a professional transaction. Listen, if the product still sucks, I'm going to say so, but I'm going to say it sucks in a nicer way, if that makes any sense. So anyway, that's the light. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see where we are here. 40 watts. I know 40 watts. That thing's bright though. I mean, you saw how bright it is. Okay. Corey. Hello. Going back, we got a lot of people here. We got people. Norman, how you doing from Florida? Good to see you. Jeroen from the Netherlands. So there is something else I want to show you, but I am not going to unbox it, okay? Because I'm going to make a video on that one. Let me show you. I'm going to say, anyone want to take a, and backstage people who were just on my Zoom call, you can't participate in this because you already know. I'm going to show you a box of something. I'm not going to unbox it, and I want you to see if you can guess what it's going to be. It is definitely going to be in a video, okay? I'm very excited about it. I'm going to give you some hints, all right? I have done videos on this company before, and I've done a number of videos with this company before, okay? Anyone want to guess? Put your thoughts in the comments. Let me see if I don't know how fast these can go through. But we got somebody from Kurdistan. How you doing, Ogscar? So let's see here. Poland, Madrid. All right. We're all going around the world here. What do you think I'm about to show you in terms of product? We must have a delay because we are still doing introductions. Okay. First guess. Is it a gimbal? Okay. Very good guess. Very good guess. And I happen to have one here, okay, that's coming, but no, that is not the right answer. This is a different video coming, okay? So, no. Okay, let's see. I'm going to change just, oh, wait a minute. We got the right answer. Here it is. Here it is. It is the Viltrox 75mm f1.2. So very excited to open this up, and I think you know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I have reviewed every single Viltrox lens for Fujifilm on this channel, and this is their latest one. So I'm looking forward to that very much, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this video for sure. So anyway, good guess. Who got it right? Dr. Carlston got it right. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Anthony, nope, not the Tamron, although that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Okay, so let's take a look at, do you all watch DP Review TV? You know, that YouTube channel? I'm sure some of you do. Well, they just put out a video on the best Fuji lenses for various types of photography. And I'm going to put the list up. I want you to take a look at the list and tell me what you think about it. If you agree with it, if not, some of the ones I was a little surprised on, and then some of the ones I saw in there, I'm actually glad that they're pointing out. So here it is, right? 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, here it is right here. So what they're saying is the best wide angle prime. Can I get myself in here? Okay. They're saying the best wide angle prime is the XF 18mm, and I would actually tend to agree with them on that one. The best portrait prime is the 90mm, okay? And hold on, I can turn this off. Okay, so I'll come back to that. So I would agree with that. This 90mm, and I've said this a number of times, is such an underrated lens. It is certainly the fastest Fujifilm lens they have. I think it's a quad linear motor, and really, really, really does not get the recognition and the attention it deserves. This is an incredible lens. I mean, incredible. So I fully agree with them on that assessment. Okay, going down. Let's take a look. Let's continue. Here's where I'm starting to go, what? macro lens. Now, I've not tried this one. Has anyone tried the macro 100 millimeter lens that they're talking about here? According to Fuji Rumors, now Fuji Rumors is where I got this list from. Fuji Rumors said, let me show it to you. Can you see it? Hold on. Yeah. Okay, so according to Fuji Rumors, they're saying that they don't have one of those for Fujifilm X mount. So there is no 100 millimeter. Now, that being said, this 30 macro, I am loving this thing more and more every day. I'm going to do a full review on it. But I got to tell you, you know what I see on here, on this lens? I don't know if you can see it. Tell me if you can see it. Right here and here. Still too bright. I keep turning the aperture ring. Okay, right here and right there. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? You know what that is? That's glue residue from being glued onto my camera. Yes, it's that good. I love this lens. I love this lens. So, but I do want to do a review on it, particularly different distances and the 1-to-1 and all of that. But I think, heck, I'd be, if what they're saying about that other one, that 100 or 65 is better, I don't know. This is an outstanding lens. So I'm not sure I'm in agreement with that one. The next one, okay, standard zoom lens. We're talking regular zoom. They're saying the Sigma 18 to 50, okay? So, I don't know about you, but what do you all think about this one? The 16 to 55 Fuji. You know, I gotta tell you, I just cannot believe there could be a better all-around zoom in this focal range. And as I've said, it's like 4 prime lenses in one zoom. So, I don't know. What do you think? Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your comments. We got the Pentax 35mm macro. Okay. All right. I haven't thought of that one. That's good. The Viltrox 13mm 1.4. Yes. Some wobbling for sure. Yes. Agree with you on that one. It's a great lens, though. It is a great lens. But yeah, for video with the wobbling. I would say for a wide, I'd still recommend the Viltrox 13 for sure. For that focal range, that is a wonderful lens. Incredibly sharp. The 16 to 55 though, I'm sorry, but yeah, right. Vishal jumped in the chat. I would like to sell I'm out of kidneys. I'm completely done out of kidneys. I'm looking, there's a doctor on here, isn't there? Who's this doctor? Carlston? Hey doc, are there any other like organs that go, what could I get for like a lung, like one lung? Like could I have like one lung and sell the other? Because, you know, right? I agree with Vishal about that 200 millimeter f2. And yeah, I mean, the 16 to 55, whoops, I'm holding up the wrong one. Someone's going to say, you didn't hold up the right one. The 16 to 55 is incredible. I mean, what's not to love? Every single focal range. This is an f2.8 all the way through, 16 all the way to 55. This is an incredible lens. Yeah, it's a little bit on the heavy side, but come on. This is an awesome lens. So, what do you all think? Sigma is pretty much... Okay, so Natalie's saying the Sigma is pretty much as sharp as the Fuji 16 to 55, but smaller and lighter and cheaper. That sounds too good to be true, Natalie. But now you have me very interested in this. If that's the case, because this is not a cheap lens. This is over $1,000, okay? How much is the Sigma? Curious about that. Now I'm really, really curious about this Sigma. Hearing this. So okay. All right. So wanted to show you that. What else do they have? They're coming back with telephoto prime, the Fujinon. Well, then Vishal, they say Fujinon 200 millimeter f2 for the telephoto prime. So, and the telephoto zoom, the 50 to 140. Yes, of course, the 50 to 140. I love that lens. That is an awesome lens. Perfect for that. So, yeah. Okay, so $500. So about half the price for the Sigma versus the Fujinon 16 to 55. Wow. Okay. That is now on the priority list to take a look at for sure. Oh, the doc just said just one lung. Sorry. Okay. All right. This is great. This is like a live Wikipedia. Right? It's like, boom. I've got medical advice coming in, lens advice. This is awesome. Okay. So what are we doing? Oh my goodness. I just realized something horrible. This is the first live stream, the first Electronic Campfire that I've done where I don't have the campfire going in the background. Wow. Okay, this is really bothering me. Yeah, right. Hold on. This is not good. We can't have that. We cannot have that. So, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh no. Okay. Come on, YouTube, do your thing. Sorry about that. That's gotta have it. Gotta have the campfire. Okay. Sigro's a macro lens? Okay. Okay, wow. Okay, so pixel. Yeah. So somebody bought a 200 millimeter f2 for $5K and sold it back to wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's a good question. Natalie and anyone else, is the Sigma OIS, does it have stabilization built in? Because if it does, that would seal the deal for me. No OIS. Okay, so it's not a video lens. But then again, though, if you're using it with an XT5 that has IBIS, you probably wouldn't need it as much, or a gimbal, right? So, okay. All right. So let's change a little bit here. I want to talk about the channel because I need your help, frankly. Been doing a lot of videos lately, and what's happened is that it's kind of like I've been on this treadmill running with all these videos, and I talked about this in a recent video where the idea is that if you have plates that are spinning, right, on these sticks, and you spin one plate and then you spin another one and then a third, well, at some point, the first plate that you spin is going to start to slow down and wobble and then eventually fall over. So you have to keep spinning it. And then you got to go here. And so it's a matter of, home, work, family, focus, zoom, those type of things. And so when it comes to running this studio and running this channel, the plate of cranking out videos constantly throughout the whole week, or at least 3 a week, has been spinning really well. What's not spinning as well is just the organization in here. There's a lot of chaos behind the scenes of gear and just finding things, just down to just finding mounts for things. Just everything takes longer than it should. I lost my color chart the other day. It was another 20, 30 minutes before I was able to find it. So it's stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting the channel on hiatus, and I'm going to shut everything down. I'm taking everything you see behind me out, okay? Mostly because I've dropped so many things behind there, I need to get them out. Okay, so yeah, got to get those things out. Inscrutable Owl, absolutely, I am keeping Hal. Hal is not going anywhere, and definitely not the license plates. By the way, Ken, thank you for the super chat. I just saw that just now. Thank you. Yeah, basically the background, and I'd like to know your thoughts on this. I'm kind of thinking about keeping it very similar to what it is now. With one exception, I may be getting rid of the aquarium here, because the motor keeps breaking and it's making this noise, which comes in on the audio. And it's just another thing that I have to remember to turn on. So I'm thinking about putting something else in that shelf, like the Ed 209, and lighting it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the background? Or should I just leave it alone? Leave it alone. Don't change it much. The other thing I want to do is the lighting in here. I want to have more of a separation between me and the background. Everything's just kind of lit all over the place. So I don't know. I mean, again, I may do nothing, but it's just some thoughts. everything else is behind the scenes, which is I want to have, right now to come in here and do anything, I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, look at all this. Check this out. So I have all these. I got to turn that on. I have 3 lights to turn on with this thing. I have this aperture thing. I have this right here. Okay, so it's so easy for me to forget to turn something on, and then I'll make the video, I shoot it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to turn the key light on, and you probably didn't even notice, but I notice, and sometimes it's serious, like I'll forget to turn the audio on. So I want to streamline it where it's like 1 or 2 switches that turns everything on, stuff like that. Things like that. So I'm going to put the channel on hiatus. I'm going to basically do a live stream a week from today. Okay, so that'll be our final Electronic Campfire before we go on holiday. And then I'll be gone for a couple of weeks. And I'll need you to go and watch some old videos to keep that going. We'll talk about that next week. But right, so I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. And at that point, when I come back in 2023, I'll feel the goal here is for me to enjoy making these videos more. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's not that I don't enjoy them, I do, but I have so many plates up in the air spinning that I'm focusing more on that than I am the having fun with the videos. Because you also got to have fun doing it too. And I was thinking about that Viltrox lens that I showed you earlier. When I used to make Viltrox videos, I was doing stuff like rap video. I'm not going to do that again, but I did a rap video. I did a funny thing with a basketball with a paper airplane flying through. I used to do creative stuff, and that has all gone by the wayside to try and just feed this YouTube algorithm. And I still need to feed the algorithm because I got to grow the channel. Otherwise, it does drop. Income drops, everything else. So that has to be there. So what's the solution here? Well, fix it behind the scenes so that I can just do things faster and it's more organized so that I'm not spending as much time doing all these little side work things. That's kind of where I'm going with it. And less okay, so some people are mentioning some great stuff. A pre-show checklist. That's funny, Brian, because I used to have one taped onto this monitor, and it was really good. And I got out of the habit only because I kept moving stuff around and then it would change the order. But I like the idea. I think once I get everything settled at the end of the 2 weeks, that's a perfect thing to tack on here. I need 2 of them. I need one for when I do a YouTube video and then one for when I do a live stream, because live stream is a whole other set of, I got to pull out HDMI. That's another thing. To go from seeing me, it looks like I'm in the same place as you see me normally, and I am, but all the equipment has changed around for the live stream, and the HDMI cables are different, the routing of everything is different, and it's a constant and so I don't do the live streams as much because it's such a hassle, and that's the thing I got to attack. I got to address that. So I really do want and hope that you'll be honest with me about stuff, and it would help. Feel free to email me. I have an email address, and I think it's time for a beer.
Wow. Quit your griping and have a beer. It's Friday.
Right. It is Friday. All right. No more griping. Thank you. Anybody else having a drink with me? Let's toast. Let's toast. See, that's one thing that's never going to change around here. Friday beer just magically appearing, right? But in all seriousness, I think that if life is about change and things change, and I am not one that likes change at all. So this is hard. I don't want to change anything, but I feel like I need to go to a season 3. And so the Pal Detect channel, when it started, it was kind of this, what the hell am I doing? That was season 1, right? Just complete, and I go back and I look at some of those videos, and they're terrible in terms of quality. But there was a fun spontaneity about it that's missing now. So I want to take the fun spontaneity and bring it into all that I've learned since then. So that was season 1. And then when I hit about 50,000 subscribers, we went into like a season 2. And that was around the time I got Hal there, and I kind of redid the back a little bit, and that was kind of just kind of going along a little bit. So I think it needs to now have a season 3. So I'm absolutely hoping that you can make suggestions. Again, if you want to contact me privately through the email that's off the YouTube channel, feel free to do that. Or comment here in the chat. I will read it there, whatever works for you. But any thoughts you have, I would love to know, because it's hard for me. I'm involved in this. I don't see what you see. So, but I do know that I want to make a few changes, and that's kind of where my head's at on this Friday. Anyhow, here's to you. Cheers. Happy everything. Holidays, okay, so far. I hope don't go crazy with all the Christmas shopping and holiday shopping and Hanukkah shopping and all that stuff. It can stress people out. Take a moment right now. Have a sip, even if it's water, whatever you're having. Hopefully it's beer. And have a toast with your Uncle Pal to Tech. All right? Okay, then. Let's go to the chat. All right. Well, we got bottoms up cheers. This is great. This is really funny because the power of YouTube, you think about all our ancestors and forefathers, and they couldn't do what we're doing now. Could you imagine, right, 100 years ago, having a toast where everybody not everybody, but a lot of people around the world are all raising their glass at the same time? That's incredible. All right. But yeah, and something else is, I think every now and then you have to strip everything down and then rebuild it back up again. There's a few lights that I don't really need here that are better off in the product studio. There's there's things that I think we can just strip it down to bare essentials and then build it back wiser and smarter now in our 3rd season. And that's really where I want to go with that. So, okay, now, where are we at with time? Oh, we got about 5 more minutes. So, does anybody have any questions? Are there any videos you'd like to see? How's your experience with the XT5? Let's just do kind of an off the script chat here. What are we at? We're at 110. Wow. Awesome. And mark your calendars, because next Friday we're going to do this as well. And it'll be kind of a celebration of the year. We'll kind of do a recap. It'll be a fun live stream. And yeah, there you go. Cheers, everyone. Okay. Awesome. So on that note, those of you that have that XT5, check that AFC setting, because that's something that I am testing. I'm going to have the XT5 review coming out as one of my earlier videos coming out in January. And that's something I plan on working on considerably as well over the next couple of weeks. I'm testing every aspect of this camera with an eye toward XH2S. Do you pay the extra $300 and get the XH2S? Do you get this? What is better about each? What are the strong points on this? What type of lenses do you need to watch out for? That's the kind of stuff I'm looking into. How well is that autofocus algorithm on the X-Trans Processor 5? How is that? All that stuff. So that's why it's taking the time it's taking. Okay, so maybe simplify the background, Nina. Very busy. It is busy, isn't it? It's very busy. Yeah, and that's another thing. I could strip it all out and just have, nothing on the background, or just a few things. But yeah, it is busy, for sure. And there's a lot to look at, right? So very, very good. Awesome thing. It's funny because I've got the chat open on 2 laptops and they're completely out of sync. Like this one's like 5 minutes behind this one. So that's why I keep looking over here. So how's everybody doing? Okay. Seriously, is everyone doing okay? Getting through things? You know, you read the news and everybody seems so stressed. So my goal is if I can just give you 30 minutes out of a week where we can just have some fun and just hang out. That's all this is. I'm not trying to educate anymore. When I started these live streams, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a PowerPoint. Remember I had the TV here and I was doing PowerPoint? That's not the place for it. It's about connection, and that's what I want it to be. So let's see here. Anthony says, when I bought my very first... Oh, well, thank you. That is a really, really nice comment. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back through some of these older comments. Okay, so there's a good idea right here. Less light. Yes, okay. And yeah. Oh, yes. Vishal's correct. It was a crazy week. And I hadn't planned on doing the Fujifilm firmware update, and then they dropped that one. And I thought, well, okay, they're correcting something for nostalgic negative and Eterna bleach bypass. Is it really worth making a video on? And I thought, well, let me just test it because I have 2 XT5s, the loaner and then mine. So I did that. And when I saw, for those of you that haven't seen this, check out my firmware update video posted yesterday because that is incredible. The difference, how you can have those weird red areas in the gaps, in the dark areas of the images, only on the straight out of camera JPEGs. They were not on the RAW files. So yeah, once I saw that, I was like, yeah, we got to do a video. So that's how I got to 3 videos plus a live stream. Okay, yes, agree completely. I do need to get outside, for sure. Yes, I do. Awesome. Oh, we got Venn diagram. That's a good idea. I did one of those. Do I have it here? Yeah. So I started this. So like I've got, okay, time invested and money earned, right? So videos that are right here, okay, I'm spending a hell of a lot of time on the video and I'm not making any money on it. I don't know if I want to do there. This is a great place to be, right? Not much time, but lots of money earned. And those would be videos like, if an XT6 announcement where I don't have the camera and I just sit here and I'm like, Fuji today announced an XT6 camera. No production value at all, very little editing, and man, that would do well, right? But the videos that are here are like, I'll spend weeks doing all kinds of B-roll and and it's on a camera or a product or a tech thing that nobody cares about. And it just doesn't do very well. And what I've noticed is the videos that fall into that category are the Synology videos, the ones on the hard drives and stuff like that. Now, I am doing another one that I'm about halfway through the script now. But that's the reason I'm not going all in on Synology, because it's just so much work at very few views. And views matter in YouTube a lot. And then Capture One videos, they do okay. Lightroom, they do okay. They don't really do that well. And those are kind of hard to put together. They take a long time to cut with what you're showing on the screen and all that. So, yeah, these are the kind of things I think about. I was putting together, and you should do this with anything in your life. Like you could do a chart like this for, business associates and friends, most maintenance, least maintenance, or, makes me happy, and then investment of time. And you can categorize anything with this. So, yeah, it's not a Venn diagram, but it's something. Absolutely, Pascal. Hal's not going anywhere. Okay. So I think we're good. I'm going to be signing off now, but we're going to do one more toast because I love the fact you're here. I really do. And I don't talk about it enough on the channel because all I'm doing on the channel is talking about camera gear. So you don't get to really hang out with me. That's why these live streams, I'm going to keep them up. So I will see you next Friday, a week from today, same time, same channel, and we will be kicking off the holidays. I might even put on like a hat, like a holiday hat, something like that. It'll be fun. And yeah, and if you have any questions or you need anything, feel free to reach out. I have been much better at answering emails and comments lately. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I've been working really hard to do that. I'm still missing probably 50% of them, but I went from, 0 to 50%. So I'm doing a little bit better there. In the meantime, let's do a toast. This is to you. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. I don't know what your plans are. I'm going to probably end up seeing Avatar 2 tomorrow. Taking the kids. Got to check out James Cameron. It only took 13 years to make, so maybe it'll be good. But have a wonderful weekend. To you, cheers. Cheers. Or I should say, kanpai. Anybody from Japan? All right, folks. Last check here. Thank you all. If you liked this live stream, give it the like and subscribe. And yeah, how do okay, got this equipment here. I hate having to get off. I don't like that. But I just checking the last bit of comments. Okay. So someone sent me an email. Okay, I try and get to them all. I'll do my best. Send me another one. I hate to say that, and it sounds like such an a-hole. But send me another one if you don't hear from me and say, hey, I didn't hear from you. I mean, seriously, because honestly, some get missed. It's not you. It's nothing personal. I promise. Okay. Have a great weekend. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.